To have the opportunity to go to places where no human has ever been, to see parts of the earth that, to be one of the first people to actually see what's beneath the seafloor in an unexplored area is thrilling. It's an absolutely incredible opportunity that we're collecting scientific information about the margin offshore Canada, and in fact a very significant part of Canada's landmass. These are resources and there's an environment and so forth that requires stewardship and management. And if you don't understand what's there, then there's no opportunity to actually make decisions about how the resources might or might not be used or extracted, what kind of environmental regulations might be necessary to ensure that we have a safe operation, clean environment. If you don't know what's there, you can't manage it. My role is essentially as a geophysicist to collect data in the Arctic and along the Atlantic margins, and I've been involved in every field program and data acquisition project pretty well since 2005. Working both on icebreakers and also working on sea ice at times, and also staying in the remote areas, the research stations like at Alert or Eureka. My job essentially is to make sure that we're getting the seismic data that's needed to measure the thickness of the sediments offshore. The United Nations Convention depends on a measurement of how thick the sediments are offshore, and in order to do that you need to collect seismic data. In analyzing the data that we're collecting, for example, we're discovering the fact that Alpha Ridge, which is an absolutely massive volcanic submarine complex, probably represents essentially a mega volcano. We have, at various times in Earth's history, there's been absolutely gigantic volcanic explosions and extrusion of lava. All the major extinctions of life through geologic time have been associated with these supervolcano events. And in the Arctic Ocean, we very likely had something like that, but until we started this work in 2006, even something like that was very poorly known. The United Nations Convention is an amazing example of integrating science into essentially an international diplomacy. It's absolutely incredible. We have what's essentially a constitution of the oceans that's allowing countries to define boundaries without any kind of aggression. And we're able to establish an internationally recognized boundary around our entire landmass. To me, that's very a profound effect on human society.